On the news tonight, House of Representatives threatened to issue arrest warrant on CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele over redesigned Naira notes. Bomb blast kills 28 herdsmen in Nasarawa State. And 159 Nigerians renounce citizenship in 2022. Well, it's a pleasure to have you here on News Now. I am Folashade Ogurinde. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, has threatened to issue warrant of arrest against the Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele if he fails to appear next Tuesday. Femi Gbajabiamila's threat was in response to another letter from the Central Bank intimating the House of his inability to honor the invitation sent on the latest cashless policy. In a statement read on the floor of the House, the Speaker said he would not hesitate to invoke relevant sections of the Constitution to force the CBN governor's appearance. The House had invited Emefiele and the bank directors to give reasons for the ongoing failure to adequately disburse the redesigned Naira notes before the expiration of the January 31, 2023 deadline.
Requested that we respectfully convey his inability to honor the invitation of on the scheduled date. The governor regrets this and requests that the chairman and members of the committee be informed accordingly. The refusal by the CBN or managing directors to heed the invitation by the House of Representatives is evidence of a blatant disregard for the well-being of the Nigerian people who are their customers. It is also an insult to the authority and prerogatives of the People's Parliament. Therefore, if by the end of today there is further disregard to the summons of this House, I will, without hesitation and pursuant to the authority conferred by Section 89(1)(d) of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Order 1921 of the Standing Orders of the House of Representatives, not hesitate to issue a warrant to the Inspector General of the Nigerian Police to compel the attendance of the CBN and or managing directors who fail, refuse, or neglect to respond to the summons by the House of Representatives. This matter must be concluded today. Unfortunately, gentlemen, please, it is a sacrifice. The Senate has gone on break yesterday. We're supposed to close the House today so that everybody can go and prepare for elections in 4 weeks. But we may need to make a day or a couple of days sacrifice. So instead of adjourning this House till the February 28th today, just to make sure we resolve this issue, we might need to come back Tuesday morning.
Well, for more insight into the development, legal expert Evans Ifeli joins me now. As always, thank you very much for joining us. Now, the back and forth between the House of Representatives and the CBN governor has gone on for a while now, basically. But give us a legal perspective now into the threats to arrest the CBN boss.
Well, by Section 88 and 89 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, the National Assembly is empowered to have oversight function on all aspects of the Nigerian state. Everything that happened in Nigeria, the National Assembly have powers to oversight these issues and all that. And on these new Naira notes, the National Assembly, first of all, the CBN has appeared before the upper house, that is the House of the Senate. Now the House of Representatives have summoned Emefiele, the current governor of CBN, and repeatedly he has not been able to honor that invitation. So the House of Rep is of the view that it will issue a warrant of arrest Because the truth is that by law, even the president of Nigeria can be summoned by the House of Representatives, the House of Senate, or both chambers sitting in plenary can summon even the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So I don't see any reason why Emefiele, the CBN governor, have not honored that invitation. It is important that he honors that invitation, otherwise he truly will be arrested. And we should note this, that the CBN governor does not have immunity under our laws. The people that have immunity under our laws, there are about 76 or thereabout of them in Nigeria. The president, the vice president, the governor, and the deputy governors of each of the 36 states of Nigeria. Those are the only persons in this country that have immunity, okay, that cannot be arrested while during the pendency of their office, the tenure. So the House of Representatives is not out of position and law by making that pronouncement that it will. In fact, under the law, the House of Representatives need not even inform the public or inform the CBN governor. It has the power under our laws to go ahead and issue that warrant of arrest and have him arrested and prosecuted according to law for that disregard, okay? So
now, sorry to interrupt you there. You know, this is not the first time, an official would basically ignore the summon of either the House of Representatives or the Senate. Now, is this a cultural thing? Like, is this a Nigerian thing? Or what exactly is going on? Why do we have these issues coming up over and over again?
You see, everything rises and falls on leadership. And that is why we say that leaders should lead by example. You see, this thing that is going on here was, first of all, it was President Muhammadu Buhari who flouted the orders of the National Assembly when he was invited. When he was summoned, sometime, I think in either 2019 or thereabouts, he refused to honor the invitation of the National Assembly. And unfortunately, the weak National Assembly, some of them went behind to plead with him, to beg him for forgiveness or whatever that means to them. I mean, the power of parliament, okay, because it's not just Emefiele or the general public that should be blamed here. Even the National Assembly itself do not even know the extent of their powers under the law. Because if they had summoned the president before and he refused to appear, I believe that is what is also influencing, because everything rises and falls on leadership. That may be what is also influencing the way the CBN governor is treating the National Assembly or the House of Rep in this case. So, I mean, by section 88 and 89 of the 1999 Constitution, it is an express provision that empower the National Assembly, for which the House of Rep is part of it, to oversight, the power of oversight function. So, to oversight all activities of the country. And this issue of currency is a very sensitive one that the CBN governor ought to have appeared as someone to come and give explanation as regards what the strategies of the CBN are and what the CBN is doing to ensure that there is provision for these funds, given that he has said repeatedly that there will not be extension. Now, if there will not be extension and then the currency is not available in the country and it's creating panic and the economy is being overheated as a result of that, it only calls for reason that the CBN governor should honor that invitation and make that explanation to the National Assembly so that the necessary steps can be taken. But where he declines it, then he's due for arrest and prosecution.
Well, indeed, legal expert Evan Sufeli, thank you very much for your contribution and the analysis. Thank you. Well, at least 28 herdsmen and hundreds of their cattle have died following an explosion in Doma, a community between Benue and Nasarawa states. The Nasarawa State Commissioner of Police, Mekayaki Mohammed, who confirmed the incident to newsmen, explained that herdsmen were returning from Benue State on Tuesday with their cattle after retrieving them from the forest guards who had seized them when the ugly incident happened. Speaking on the incident, Abdullahi Sule, governor of Nasarawa State, said security agencies and relevant stakeholders in the state are making efforts to salvage the situation. When asked about the development during the bi-weekly briefing on the operations of the military and other security agencies, the Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Musa Danmadani, refused to comment on the matter.
We are not going to join issues. Like I said, I'm not going to join issues with anybody on that. The chief executive officers of those states have spoken on the issue, and we will leave it as such. Whatever is the outcome of it as it comes, as things continue to unfold during the course of the week, you will get to know.
Speaking on the security challenges in the southeast ahead of the 2023 elections, the military spokesperson assured that the military remains apolitical and will offer assistance to the Nigeria police to ensure credible and violence-free elections.
The issue of operations in the southeast. Operations are already going on in the southeast, and new operations are being rejuvenated to be conducted in the southeast. Like I told you, it's not just kinetic operations that are going out in the southeast. There are equally non-kinetic operations that are going out in the southeast. I can assure you that during the last election, what is happening now was the same thing that happened in the southeast. An election went on in the southeast region. Nothing happened. The same thing is going to happen during this 2003 election. We cannot rule out there are not going to be one or two incidences. That we cannot rule out down. But election is going to happen in the southeast region, like any other region in the country.
A total of 309 Nigerians have renounced their citizenships in the last 16 years. Speaking at the 64th ministerial press briefing at the State House on Thursday, the Minister of Interior, Rauf Aregbesola, explains that out of the 309 Nigerians, 150 renounced their citizenship in 2022 alone. Aregbesola also disclosed that the ministry has deported at least 70 foreign nationals for various infractions in the last 2 years. According to him, the majority of those deported were from the Democratic Republic of Korea, Egypt, and Sri Lanka, among others.
In November last year, we had a total number of 286 new Nigerians, out of which 208 were by naturalization, while 78 were by registration. Registration meaning spouses of Nigerian citizens who now have become Nigerians. However, going further, the Advisory Committee on Nigerian Citizenship will sit on the 7th of February to consider another 350 applications for naturalization, after which the successful applications will be sent to Mr. President in Council for approval. Now down to those Nigerians who renounce their citizenship. So far, we have registered a total of 309. Between 2006 and 2021, 150 Nigerians renounced their citizenship. In 2022 alone, 159 Nigerians renounced their citizenship.
And here in Lagos, chaos broke out on Thursday when fire gutted a 3-story building housing warehouses with clothes and shoes in the popular Balogun Market on Broad Street on Lagos Island. According to witnesses, the fire started from one of the shops of the textiles and shoe building at about 12:45 a.m. The Southwest Coordinator of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, told newsmen that firefighters encountered some challenge gaining access to the building because of the iron bars. He, however, said the fire was brought under total control without spreading to other buildings. The traders say the estimated cost of goods destroyed to the fire ran into millions of naira. Operatives of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, have arrested Dibu Ojerinde, a former registrar of the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board JAMB. According to reports, Ojerinde was arrested in Abuja on Thursday at the premises of a federal high court. The ICPC had arraigned Ojerinde on July 6, 2021, on 18-count charge bordering on alleged misappropriation of funds to the tune of 5.2 billion naira. The commission alleged that the former registrar committed multiple frauds while held in JAMB and the National Examination Council (NECO). Ojerinde pleaded not guilty to the allegations and was granted bail to the sum of 200 million naira. Now to politics. The presidential candidate of the African Democratic Congress, Dumebi Kachikwu, has said the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, APC, has no business being in the presidential race. Speaking to reporters in Abuja, the ADC presidential candidate expressed dissatisfaction with the performance of INEC in the build-up to the general elections. Kachikwu also warned the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, against the conduct of a sham election.
Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu has no business being in this race or continuing this race. He has said it is his turn, and I agree. It is his turn to do the honorable thing and withdraw from this race. I call on his family, his party, the APC, and President Buhari to prevail on him to do the right thing. I also call on INEC to wake up from their slumber. We can't continue to be known as the nation that conducts sham elections. INEC can't continue to pretend not to see the voter inducement that takes place at rallies all over the country. What of the primaries? Has anyone been indicted, sanctioned, or punished? There's too much at stake in this election for Nigeria and Nigerians. An INEC that willfully disobeys court orders has already rigged the elections. Nigeria can't afford any other heartbreak. It is a tragedy that a month to the presidential elections, the myriad issues that plague our nation have not been debated by the presidential candidates. How do we fix our economy other than just saying from consumption to production? Produce what, where, and when? We can't continue to deceive our youths and the generality of Nigerians with cliches and nice-sounding phrases.
We'll take a break here, but still to come. Oshola bags hat-trick as Barcelona women win 7-0, creates new record. Details of this story and more right after this break.
Opinions are free, facts are sacred, but truth is universal.
How, in practical terms, can we, for instance, de-escalate the tension?
President must see himself as the President of the Federal Republic.
We know where the enemy is. 3 places. The Lake Chad Basin, the border area between Nigeria and Cameroon, and then the Sambisa Forest.
On TV360, we give you a complete dose of everything. Opinion, facts, and undiluted truth.
I hardly believe what politicians are saying in this part of the world.
A new Nigeria is possible, a future is possible.
We delve into the issues, dissect it so that you can understand it, use it to take action.
I don't think there's any need for any governor to look for grant for ranching.
TV360, dissecting the issues.
Welcome back. Now here is a recap of some of our top stories tonight. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, has threatened to issue warrant of arrest against the Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele if he fails to appear next Tuesday. Femi Gbajabiamila's threat was in response to another letter from the Central Bank intimating the House of his inability to honor the invitation sent on the latest cashless policy. We also told you that at least 28 herdsmen and hundreds of their cattle have died following an explosion in Doma, a community between Benue and Nasarawa states. The Nasarawa State Commissioner of Police, Yaki Mohammed, who confirmed the incident to newsmen, explained that herdsmen were returning from Benue State on Tuesday with their cattle after retrieving them from forest guards who had seized them when the ugly incident happened. Well, in case you missed any of our news bulletin, for more updates, you can catch us on Limex World TV or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria. On Facebook, we are TV360 Online. Health officials are looking to secure additional COVID-19 testing kits for Jesse. The health department has invited tenders from companies for the supply of 375,000 kits so residents could test themselves if necessary. It comes after the government announced that several coronavirus measures would be scaled back at the end of January. We'll take a breather now and return with more stories and business. To stay with us. Welcome back. Mary Kanu now joins us for more updates in business. Over to you, Mary.
Thank you for that, Shadi. Hello and welcome to Business News. The Central Bank of Nigeria has launched the Nigerian National Domestic Card Scheme, Afrigo, aimed at creating a more robust payment system that will drive financial inclusion in the country. Launching the card virtually, the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, said the transaction charges on all cards would henceforth be paid in Naira except for international transactions. According to him, Afrigo would be cheaper and will be a matter of national pride with potential to boost financial inclusion. Still in business, a coalition of civil society organizations has advised Nigerians to deposit their old Naira notes for new notes before the expiration date on January 31st, 2023. The spokesperson of the group, Basi Etuk, gave the advice on Thursday when he led a door-to-door sensitization campaign in Abuja. Etuk explained that the sensitization campaign is to enlighten the public to comply with the deadline set by the Central Bank of Nigeria to phase out the old notes and alternative ways of transacting as the deadline is fast approaching.
CBN has mandated all banks that they should desist from putting old Naira notes into the ATM machines. When you go to ATM machines, what you find now is the new Naira note. And that is why CBN has come out so boldly to tell all Nigerians that the deadline for you and I to return all old notes is January 31st, which is next week, Tuesday. Nobody should take any advice from anybody apart from what CBN has said. Go to your bank, approach your bankers to provide you the new Naira note.
We'll take a break and return with stock market report. Making a rebound from previous day losses, the NGX closed positive amidst buy interest and sell-offs as the bourse dominated proceedings and drove up the broad market. The all-share index appreciated by 0.29% to close at 52,752 basis points. In the same vein, market capitalization grew by 84 billion to close at 28.7 trillion naira. The uptrend was caused by gains recorded in large and medium capitalized stocks such as Geregu Power and Wapik Insurance. Market sentiment was positive as 25 stocks gained relative to 7 losers. Now, at the close of trading, 139 million stocks were traded in 3,549 deals. Let's switch now to the global scene. Investors got their first read on fourth quarter economic growth, and this affected trading as we see the Dow Jones and Nikkei trading down. Well, that's the stock market report. For Lashade, back to you.
Thanks, Mary, for that update. And on the foreign scene, in a highly anticipated decision, Meta said it will allow former U.S. President Donald Trump back on Facebook and Instagram following a 2-year ban from the platforms over his online behavior during a 6 January insurrection. Trump was removed from Meta platforms following the Capitol riot on 6 January 2021, during which he posted claims that the election had been stolen, praised increasingly violent protesters, and condemned former Vice President Mike Pence, even as the mob threatened his life. And in sports, Super Falcons' Sisat Oshoala scored our first hat-trick of the season yesterday as Barcelona Femeni hammered Levante Las Planas 7-0 to set world record of 50 straight league wins in the Spanish Primera Liga 1. Now, Oshoala lasted the entire duration of the game, increasing a goal tally to 10 in the league this season. With an assist with 95 goals, the Nigerian becomes the 4th all-time highest goal scoring in the club's history. And that's the size of our news bulletin. Many thanks for watching. I am Folashade Ogurinde. Bye for now.